everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Way of Saints. Today I'm going to talk to you about Blessed Chiara Badano, and she was a young Italian teenager who was beatified in 2010 by Pope Benedict XVI. She was chosen by bishops in October as one of the patrons for the 2018 Synod of Youth. Chiara was born on October 29, 1971, in a small town in northern Italy to Ruggero and Maria Teresa Badano, who had longed to have a child for many years. They had prayed for a child for over 10 years, and Chiara was an answer to their prayers. She was a typical child in every way, but the thing is, she always had a devotion to Jesus. Her mother recounts a story of Chiara when she was 4 years old. Her mother had asked her to clear the table, but Chiara refused and she left the room. But soon she returned saying, "How does that story from the gospel go about the father who asks his son to go to the vineyard? Mummy, help me to put my apron on." For the family, this showed how even at a young age, Chiara knew that it was important to do the will of God. Chiara was a loving child, and despite her being headstrong and her temper, she had a close relationship with her parents. When Chiara was 9 years old, she attended her first meeting of the Focolare movement. In Italian, Focolare means hearth or family fireside. Founded by Chiara Lubich, the Focolare movement is a primary Catholic organization that focuses on unity and universal brotherhood. Chiara had enjoyed not only the strong friendships and community throughout the Focolare, but was particularly attracted to the image of Christ that the group had promoted. Members focus on the image of Jesus forsaken, and this prompted her to say, "I want to choose him as my only spouse." She began to foster a strong love for Jesus throughout her involvement in this organization. Chiara had developed a profound spirituality throughout the organization, which caused her high school classmates to call her sister as a joke. Chiara was like any ordinary teenager. She loved sports such as tennis and swimming. She loved hiking. She loved listening to pop music and dancing with her friends. When she was 16, Chiara went to Rome on a summer trip with this Focolare community. On that trip, she met the founder of the Focolare, who was Chiara Lubich, and they began a correspondence. Chiara was full of fire for her faith and her new love for Christ, which burned radiantly in her heart. Chiara Lubich gave Chiara a new nickname, Chiara Luz, meaning clear light. Later that summer, Chiara felt a sting in her shoulder when she was playing tennis. At first, she simply thought that it was just fatigue or tendinitis. But as the pain persisted, Chiara underwent a series of tests and discovered that she had a rare form of bone cancer. When she had entered her treatment for cancer, she refused all morphine. She wanted to have a lucid mind to understand what was happening to her. Chiara embraced her sufferings as an opportunity to offer up her life more radically for Christ. Chiara underwent difficult chemotherapy as she slowly prepared herself for death, as the operations had failed to slow down her cancer, and she eventually began to lose both hope and remission and the ability to walk. Chiara offered everything, her disappearing hair, her pain, and her sadness at leaving her parents to Christ. In the hospital, she prepared for an operation. Chiara described her heart as filled with an immense joy, and all fear left me. In that moment, I understood that if we're always ready for everything, God sends us many signs of his love. Chiara continued to be a bright light of faith and joy for the doctors, for fellow patients, her friends, and for her parents. On October 7, 1990, Chiara passed away. Her last words to her mother were, "Mama, be happy, because I'm happy." Chiara's great love for others spilled over into their great love for her. Thousands of people attended Chiara's funeral, effectively shutting down her small hometown of Cicello. At her request, she was buried in a white dress, like a bride going to Jesus. Chiara was declared a blessed on September 25, 2010 in Rome, and her feast day has been celebrated on October the 29th since. On that note, I would like to end this video. Blessed Chiara Badano, pray for us.